Can I ask you something? Have you ever felt like getting healthy is just too complicated? Like there's not enough time in the day? See, one person tells you to do keto, another says don't eat carbs, and then you hear about intermittent fasting, and then your coworker swears by GLP-1s, and then Instagram tells you to buy this supplement. TikTok says you need a hot pack that burns your fat as you sleep, and your friends send you another workout. And before you know it, you're overwhelmed before you even get started. So instead of doing one thing consistently, we end up doing 10 things inconsistently. I think that makes sense. And after coaching more than 10,000 women over the last 20 years, I've learned something. See, the biggest problem isn't that women don't want to be healthy and aren't willing to do the things to be healthy, is that we've made healthy living more complicated than it needs to be. So today, make it easy. Before I start, I want to say welcome or welcome back. It's your girl, Chelsea C., your fitness and nutrition coach, always doing the most so you don't have to. Around here, we're not about chasing quick fixes or fighting aging. We're here to get better. We're here to learn. And we're here to actually execute so we can live the lives that we dreamed of. All right, so let's get right into it. I'll tell you a little story, okay? You've been following me. I usually have a story at some point. I have lots of stories after coaching so many women. So these are all true. The names are not real because I want to protect my client's privacy. So let's call my client Maria, okay? Say Maria. Maria was in I have a 12-week, that time I had a 12-week glow up reset program. Great results, great things. She was 51, her and her husband. They didn't have any kids. They had lots of nephews, nieces, and things like that. She had a significant amount of weight to lose. And the 12-week program, I won't go too into that. I'll do that in a different video. But it's set up to kind of get you going, get your feet wet, start getting some wins, right? Getting some habits, because it's going to take longer than 12 weeks to lose 40, 50 pounds, right? But you got to start somewhere and you got to start consistent. So I just say that to set that up. We had a plan. We had a sleep plan for her. She knew what to eat. We did meal plans. She knew when she was going to move, she was going to do her workouts, when she was going to relax, right? We were working on some boundaries for her and different things like that. So we had a plan. She knew what to do. We agreed on it. And honestly, she was doing pretty well. So about a month in, I get a call from her. And it wasn't on the day that we usually do our coaching call. But that's totally okay, because emergencies, I'm here for you. So I'm like, hey, Maria, what's up? She said, I'm not doing well. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, I've had the worst headache in my life for the last 2 to 3 days. I'm like, okay, what happened? I'm about to get down to it. Like, what have you been eating? Have you not sleeping? Are you following the plan? Is it something that we're doing that's causing that? And then she lets me talk for about 5 minutes. I'm over here trying to figure out what's going on. And she said, well, it could be because one of my good friends, she lost 20 pounds doing keto. So I decided to try it. So overnight, she cuts out all her carbs. I don't know if you know about keto. You don't eat carbs, even good carbs. And she basically was eating meat, and more meat, and cheese. Probably for the last 4 days or so, maybe 2 or 3 days. I don't know how long, but it was enough to get her a headache, right? She didn't have a real plan. I'm not sure what the friend told her or, whatever. Oh, yes, I do remember. She said, I'm having headaches. She said, oh, yeah, you'll have headaches. They'll go away. That's what she told her. That's what this friend told her, that she would have headaches, but they would go away. So she's trying She has no real plan, just something that worked supposedly for her friend. And so the headache got so bad, she actually missed 2 days of work. And I think that's when she started kind of like, well, let me start eating some fruits and vegetables and things like that. So my next question was, well, why didn't you text me or call me? I mean, I guess she did, but like before she did that, right? Because we had a plan in place and she was making progress. That's what she's telling me. This is what the stats are saying. We're making progress. But then I realized, I can't really remember what she said, um, but what I realized at that moment was she was already working with the coach, right? Myself. But that didn't stop her from doing something else. And that's what so many of us do. Someone at work tells us about a new diet, right? Maybe it's keto. Maybe it's something you saw on Instagram or TikTok, right? And suddenly we're questioning the plan that we're already on. You might be on a plan and it's working pretty good, but we could always get quicker results, right? Then I realized something. The biggest problem is that women don't have information. Is that in this day and age, I believe we have too much. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a secret, 5 secrets to a lasting whatever, right? Everyone has the next biggest thing. And before we know it, we're jumping from one idea to another, never giving anything enough time to actually work. And I think another reason we struggle is because we become impatient, right? Maria was impatient. Things were working, but she wanted it quicker. And we live in a microwave society, right? Ding, ding, I can get Uber Eats here in 5 minutes, put things in the microwave. I can get Amazon in a day. They're working on drones that can drop off a package in 3 hours, right? So that's kind of the culture we live in, but our body is a little different, a lot different, right? We want the results Friday. We want to feel better. We actually want the results now, right? We want to feel better. You want to have more energy. You want to build healthy habits. And we want it to happen fast. We want to see those pant size drop. We want to see that weight drop. But let me ask you something. How long did it take you to build the habits you're living with today? See, most of us, it wasn't a week, it wasn't a month. It happened little by little, over months, sometimes years, to get to where you are today and not be like, this is not where I want to be. Whether you have some weight to lose, whether you're on some medicines, whether you're just not feeling good and exhausted all the time, right? So why do we expect to change everything in 30 days? We didn't get here overnight. We're probably not going to get where we want to be overnight either. And that's okay. Because what I found is real change takes time. And the slower it goes, and I'm not saying you're not going to feel things, but you're going to not go back, right? I mean, anyone watching this could maybe testify that they had lost weight before and they gained it back, right? Kind of like the yo-yo thing. So here's what I've learned after 20 years of coaching. Healthy living is actually pretty simple. I'm about to give you the recipe, the secret sauce right here. Now, it doesn't mean changing your habits is easy. It isn't. But the habits themselves, they're surprisingly simple. One of my coaches used to say, how would this look if it were easy? Right? Because we tend to complicate things. So, how would this look if this was easy? Losing weight, feeling great, and feeling amazing and being your best self was easy. How would it look? I just say sleep more, 7, 8 hours. Eat more real food. Go on to what's real later. Drink water. You're 70% water. You need to drink water. Much more, probably. Move your body. Walks. Some resistance training. Getting outside. And the last one, which I say get outside, go play. Right? And I'm joking, but I'm not. Like, we need to go and do fun things and not just work all the time and manage other people's issues, right? You're a living being, go do something fun, whatever that is, have at it. See, somewhere along the way, we started believing that complicated meant better. But here's the truth. complicated sales. You know, you can't make a lot of money telling people what I just told you, right? Get 8 hours of sleep, drink more water, take a walk, and eat an apple. But really, after 20 years of coaching, those boring basics are still the same things that work. Because our body actually hasn't changed in probably a good 1,000 years. But marketing and things like that change every day, right? New drugs, new things, that change every month, maybe a year or two. But our body science is still the same. So simple is sustainable as well. If we overcomplicate it, we're not going to do it. I always start with my clients very simple. Do 1, 2, 3. They're like, that's too easy. Well, once you do 1, 2, and 3, then you can come back to me and we'll add 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So around here, we don't chase perfection. We're just trying to build habits you can actually live with. Because the women who get the best results aren't doing the most. They're doing the basics consistently. So here's a challenge for you. This week, we always have a challenge because this is about execution. Remember, we have a lot of information. I'm giving you information. Now we need to execute. All right? So here's a challenge. Don't buy another supplement. If you're taking some supplements, great. Keep at it. Don't start another diet. Don't look for another shortcut. Instead, ask yourself one question. What do I already know that I simply need to do more consistently? Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe you need to drink more water. Or maybe you're drinking enough water, so stay consistent with that. Okay? Maybe it's walking after dinner or before dinner. Maybe it's getting to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's eating more real food and less processed fast food. Whatever it is, don't add something new this week. Master something you already know. If you don't know anything, pick something and just do that one thing for the week. Okay? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you do make a comment, what's one healthy habit you're going to simplify this week? I'd love to hold you accountable and support you. And if you know someone else who's overwhelmed by all the conflicting health advice online, please share this video. Please subscribe. It's going to help me help a lot more women. We need to do this for ourselves and our family and our friends. Okay? So remember, stop blaming yourself. Start understanding your body. I'll see you in the next video. Chelsea C.